weirdest thing for me is I was never able to determine what the buzzing drone was. To this day, I haven't heard anything even remotely close to it. Beaches have always terrified me. Well, not always. Here's a direct result of what I'm about to tell you. As a kid, I used to love the shore. I remember spending many summers in eager anticipation of the weekend when my family and I would hang out at the beach house. Or, if I was lucky, they'd let me spend it at my friend Charles' beach house, which was even more fun. I was 16. This was one of those special summer weekends. Me, Charles, and our third friend Riley were going to spend a few unsupervised days at Charles' beach house. Yeah. Riley was a year older than Charles. Had recently gotten his license, so we were driving down in his car. The drive down was fantastic. Riley was a pretty uncoordinated driver at the time, so most of the ride was spent laughing at him swerving and cursing the road. It was great. We got down to LBI in good time, and immediately it was even more fun. I was 16. Well, not always. Here's a direct result of what I'm about to tell you. As a kid, I used to love the shore. I remember spending many summers in eager anticipation of the weekend when my family and I would hang out at the beach house. Or, if I was lucky, they'd let me spend it at my friend Charles' beach house, which was even more fun. I was 16. This was one of those special summer weekends. Me, Charles, and our third friend Riley were going to spend a few unsupervised days at Charles' beach house in LBI. Riley was a year older than Charles. Had recently gotten his license, so we were driving down in his car. The drive down was fantastic. Riley was a pretty uncoordinated driver at the time, so most of the ride was spent laughing at him swerving and cursing the moved all of our stuff from the car to the rooms we'd be staying in. The layout of the house is important to the story, so I'll briefly mention it. There's a front door, which connects to the back of the front yard, a back sliding door, a back upstairs deck that connects to the upstairs bedrooms. There's also a spiral staircase that allows you to run from the back deck to the ground, so you can enter and exit the house from upstairs. The house sits in London. The back end of the house faces a narrow channel of water, and the house is on the opposite side. We were at that right age, a nice beach house all to ourselves, with a perfect location. We spent a few hours figuring out which girls were going to shore, talking over Snapchat. Finally, we found a group of 3 cute girls that said they'd be down to come kick back at Charles' house. It had more than enough to eat some. There's a front door, a garage door, which connects the back to the front door, a back sliding door, a back upstairs deck that connects to the upstairs bedrooms. There's also a spiral staircase that allows you to go directly from the back deck to the ground, so you can enter and exit the house from upstairs. The house sits in London. The house is we're at that right age. Beach house all to our side. Perfect location. We spent a few hours figuring out which girls were going to shore. Finally, we found a group of 3 cute girls that said they'd be down to kick back at Charles' house. Instead, we followed the parents' house. Perfect. Things were going very well. Gentle bait breeze of night air, steam, and water rising slowly with puffs of smoke from the joints. At our age, this was bliss. Then suddenly, Charles turned the music all the way down to the stairs of the elevator. View, I turned it on in darkness. I could roughly make out the houses on the other side of the view. I make sure what Charles was looking at. One of the girls asked Charles why he turned the music down. That he saw someone standing in the dock opposite the house. I figured he was cute girls that said they'd be down to come kick back at Riley was a year older than Charles, replied me. Well, not always. Here's a direct result of what I'm about to tell you. As a kid, I used to love the shore. I remember spending many summers in eager anticipation of the weekend when my family and I would hang out at our beach house. Or, if I was lucky, they'd let me spend it at my friend Charles' beach house, which was even more fun. I was 16, and this was one of those special summer weekends. Me, Charles, and our third friend Riley were going to spend a few unsupervised days at Charles Beach House in LBI. Riley was a year older than Charles and had recently gotten his license, so we'd be driving down in his car. Well, not always. Here's a direct result of what I'm about to tell you. As a kid, I used to love the shore. I remember spending many summers in eager anticipation of the weekend down at the beach house. Or, if I was lucky, they'd let me spend it at my friend Charles' beach house, which was even more fun. I was 16. This was one of those special summer weekends. Me, Charles, and our third friend Riley were going to spend a few unsupervised days at Charles' beach house in LBI. Riley was a year older than Charles and had recently gotten his license, so we'd be driving down in his car. The drive down was fantastic. Riley was a pretty uncoordinated driver at the time, so most of the ride was spent laughing at him swerving and cursing the road. It was great. We got down to LBI in good time and immediately moved all of our stuff from the car to the rooms we could stay in. The layout of the house is important to the story, so I'll briefly mention. The front door, a garage door which connects the back to the front yard, a back sliding door, a back upstairs deck that connects the upstairs bedrooms. There's also a spiral staircase that allows you to go directly from the back deck to the ground. You can enter and exit the house from upstairs. The house sits along a lagoon, meaning the back end of the house faces a narrow channel of water. The house is on the opposite side. We were at that ripe age where chasing girls was a priority, and a nice beach house all to ourselves was a perfect occasion. We spent a few hours figuring out which girls were down the shore and talked to them on Snapchat. Finally, we found a group of 3 cute girls that said they'd be down to come kick back at Charles' house. We had more than enough meat to last us a few days. We had snagged a few bottles from our parents' alcohol before leaving. It was perfect. Things were going very well. 3 girls, Roti, Alexa, and Sophie, walked to the door. 3 of us could tell where the night would probably end up. At one point, 6 of us decided to smoke in Charles' backyard. It was small, but it was perfect for the South Tropics. Remember the sight vividly. Gentle fade breeze flowing through my hair, steam from the heated water rising slowly with the puffs of smoke from the joints. At our age, this was bliss. Then suddenly, Charles turned the music all the way down and stared over his shoulder into the darkness of the lagoon. Confused, we turned around, wondering into the darkness. We could roughly make out the houses on the other side of the lagoon. I wasn't quite sure what Charles was looking at. One of the girls asked Charles why he turned the music on. He whispered that he saw someone standing on opposite the house. I figured he was messing with us, so I scared him. Live here, he said. That was Charles' head.
Stupid fucking dumbass.
Your favorite night fishing is greatest moments, latest trends, and parenting. Our stuff from the car to the rooms we'd be staying in.
The fuck were you doing, you fucking idiot?
The layout of the house is important to the story, so I'll briefly mention it. I love the shore. I remember spending many summers in eager anticipation of the weekend when my family and I would hang out at our beach house. Or, if I was lucky, they'd let me spend it at my friend Charles' beach house, which was even more fun. I was 16, and this was one of those special summer weekends. Me, Charles, and our third friend Riley were going to spend a few unsupervised days at Charles' beach house in LBI. Riley was a year older than Charles and I, and had recently gotten his license, so we'd be driving down in his car. The drive, Riley was a pretty uncoordinated driver at the time, so most of the ride was spent laughing at him swerving and cursing the road. It was great. We got down to LBI in good time and immediately moved all of our stuff from the car to the rooms we'd be staying in. The layout of the house is important to the story, so I'll briefly mention it. There's a front door, a garage door which connects the back to the front yard, a back sliding door, and a back upstairs deck that connects the upstairs bedrooms. There's also a spiral staircase that allows you to go directly from the back deck to the ground, so you can enter and exit the house from upstairs. The house sits along a lagoon, meaning the back end of the house faces a narrow channel of water, with houses on the opposite side. We were at that ripe age where chasing girls was a priority. A nice beach house all to ourselves was the perfect occasion. We spent a few hours figuring out which girls were down the shore at the time and talked to them on Snapchat. Finally, we found a group of 3 cute girls that said they'd be down to come kick back at Charles' house. I had more than enough weed to last us the weekend, and we had snagged a few bottles of our parents' alcohol before leaving. It was perfect. Things were going very well. The 3 girls, Rosie, Alexa, and Sophie, were fun and flirty, and the 3 of us could tell where the night would probably end up. At one point, the 6 of us decided to smoke in Charles' backyard pool. It was small, but it was perfect for 6 drunk kids. The gentle bay breeze blowing through my hair, the steam from the heated water rising slowly with the puffs of smoke from the joints. At our age, this was bliss. But then suddenly, Charles turned the music all the way down and stared over my shoulder into the darkness of the lagoon. Confused, I turned around, peering into the darkness. I could roughly make out the houses on the other side of the lagoon, but I wasn't quite sure what Charles was looking at. One of the girls asked Charles why he turned the music down, and he whispered that he saw someone standing on the dock opposite the house. I figured he was messing with us, so I started laughing. Who cares, bro? People literally live here, I said. Charles shook his head. I know that family personally. My parents said they're in Florida for the week. In all honesty, I still thought it wasn't a big deal and that he was just messing around, so I kept chuckling. The girls were a little freaked out, though, and said they wanted to go back inside. I wasn't going to argue, so the 6 of us started moving our way out. Drying off the car, Riley jumped in first. The rest of us turned. Even though the light was dim, the deck of the scene was like a vision from the opposite dock. The 6 of us tried to get a better glimpse of what was going on. Just then, a passing car rode across from us and lit up the scene ever so slightly. The sight was horrifying. Four tall silhouettes standing on the edge of the dock, facing us. It was impossible to tell what they were wearing or what they looked like. It was no doubt they were facing our direction. Go inside now, said Charles with a shaky voice, motioning us toward the sliding door. As we rushed inside, I heard a distinct sound that remains the most terrifying noise I'd ever heard. 4 consecutive splashes rang out from behind us. Guys were swimming across the lagoon. We were in full-on panic mode at that point. The girls screamed while Riley slammed the sliding door shut and locked it. Charles quickly ran to the front to lock that door too. The 6 of us ran to the room that wasn't visible from the outside. We waited in silence, horrified of what we might hear next. A few minutes passed. Still nothing. Out of nowhere, Riley cursed, revealing to us that he had forgotten to lock the sliding door on the deck. Charles started panicking that this house was about to be broken into. Just then, we heard soft, riding footsteps above us. That was the last straw. None of us had any weapons on hand, but we were all intoxicated, so running was really our only option. The 6 of us sprinted for the front door and bolted to the car, which Riley started up in a flash. The chaos of it all was too much for Riley to handle, and he destroyed Charles' mailbox on the way out of the driveway. Once we were far enough away, we called the police. The ordeal was a nightmare. We went back to the house where the police had searched it. The nuke was shattered. All the valuables on the top of the were missing. That wasn't the worst part. Charles' family owned a medium-sized Boston whaler boat that was also stolen. It was likely a getaway vehicle. Charles' father attempted to keep a spare set of keys inside a small hatch below the steering wheel, which the police concluded was how the culprits got away so quickly. How they knew where the key was hidden is something I still wonder. Police were never able to arrest the perpetrators, and likely never will. Charles and Riley admit they whoever robbed the house may have been someone who knew Charles' family, and they knew where the key was. The house was supposed to be vacant that weekend as well. It's been a long time since this chilling event took place. I haven't let one day pass without locking every door and window. Do yourself a favor. Love your doors. Usually I don't dodge this kind of media. Some might see it like fine with either. Spray paint. I'm decent with a can in my hand. But I don't dodge myself on rifles. I'm a graffiti artist. Or as some might see it, a delinquent. Fine with either title. Point is, I like to spray paint, and I'm decent with a can in my hand. Tagging community is atrocious. People aren't friendly. There's no respect between artists. Because of this, I've adopted a much more inconspicuous routine. I like tagging up quieter spots where my art might be seen by other artists or the general public. Old trains enter the connecting beds, train cars are endless, new trains get commissioned and left to rot in them all the time. My friend Lucas likes to come with me to be tagging, and he's not big into the whole thing himself. I welcome him. Some people don't understand the importance of a good friend, and I think that's sad. Most of my other friends don't seem to respect my time or interests as much as he seems to. Lucas and I found ourselves smoking on some nameless set of old tracks we got earlier that day on Google Maps. I'm not a big stoner myself, but he smokes enough so I often indulge in it. It wasn't that long, a little past 10 p.m. We finished a J and inside the old, rusty freight train. Oddly enough, there wasn't a single tag on the entire train. Must have been recently moved here. Excited that I'd get first dibs on such a good service. I tossed Lucas a can for him to mess around with, and I started doing my own thing. About 5 minutes later, I finished my first tag. I admired it for a bit before moving to the next car, then the next. About 15 minutes and 2 paint cans later, I had 3 decent tags up adjacent to one another. I was pretty proud of myself for how they looked in combination with each other. Sorry in advance if this offends anyone. I tend to discard my empty cans wherever they go dry. So I flung them back the way we had come, with a satisfying clattering sound of ball bearing things were bouncing around the inside of an empty can. And then caught up with Lucas, who had seemingly rolled and lit another joint, neglecting the paint I had given him. For context, the reason I'm not a big stoner is because I started getting unbearable anxiety much more frequently, maybe 90% of the time. It's a borderline detrimental decision. After all, we're doing something illegal, which was already pretty anxiety-inducing. I smoked the second joint anyway, confident that I'd be okay. As soon as the final sparks floated off the jet, that's when we heard it. A muffled clang from somewhere behind us rang out into the night. Combination with each other. Sorry in advance if this offends anyone. I tend to discard my empty cans wherever they go dry. So I flung them back the way we had come, enjoying the satisfying clattering sound of ball bearing things when bouncing around the inside of an empty can. I then caught up with Lucas, who had seemingly rolled and lit another joint, neglecting the paint I had given him. For context, the reason I'm not a big stoner is because I started getting unbearable anxiety on this much more frequently, maybe 90% of the time. In hindsight, smoking 2 J's with Lucas was a borderline detrimental decision. After all, we're doing something illegal, which was already pretty anxiety-inducing. I smoked the second joint anyway, confident that I'd be okay. As soon as the final sparks floated off the jet, that's when we heard it. A muffled clang from somewhere behind us rang out into the night. The two of us froze, scared into the darkness. The droplets of sweat pouring around my neck as the treadmill began forcing me. I could tell the sound had come from outside of a train or from inside one of the cars.
Into this rich, creamy lather, it leaves your skin feeling silky smooth while also smelling amazing. Plus, it's made with citric acid for pH balance and keep your skin.
I waited for a full minute in silence. That's when I whipped out my phone and recorded this video. The electrifying clattering sound of ball bearing things were bouncing around the inside of an empty can. And then caught up with Lucas, who had rolled and lit another joint, neglecting the paint I had given him. Context, the reason I'm not a big stoner is because I started getting unbearable anxiety on this much more frequently, maybe 90% of the time. In hindsight, smoking 2 J's with Lucas was a borderline detrimental decision. After all, we're doing something illegal, which was already pretty anxiety-inducing. I smoked the second joint anyway, confident that I'd be okay. As soon as the final sparks floated off the jet, that's when we heard it. A muffled clang from somewhere behind us rang out into the night. The two of us froze and stared into the darkness. The droplets of sweat pouring around my neck. From outside of a train or from inside one of the cars. It's hard to tell which option was worse. I waited for a full minute in silence. I whipped out my phone and recorded this video. In hindsight, smoking 2 J's with Lucas was a borderline detrimental decision. After all, we were doing something illegal, which was already pretty anxiety-inducing. I smoked the second joint anyway, confident that I'd be okay. As soon as the final sparks floated off the jet, that's when we heard it. A muffled clang from somewhere behind us rang out into the night. The two of us froze and stared into the darkness. The droplets of sweat pouring around my neck as the treadmill began forcing me. I could tell the sound had come from outside of the train or from inside one of the cars. It's hard to tell which option was worse. We waited for a full minute in silence. When I whipped out my phone and recorded this video. The video shows I made that noise because I threw my empty paint can and threw it at him. Illegal, which was already pretty anxiety-inducing. I smoked the second joint anyway, confident that I'd be okay. As soon as the final sparks floated off the jet, that's when we heard it. A muffled clang from somewhere behind us rang out into the night. The two of us froze and stared into the darkness. Little droplets of sweat forming around my neck as the adrenaline began coursing through me. Couldn't tell if the sound had come from outside of the train or from inside one of the cars. It was hard to tell which option was worse. We waited for a full minute in silence. Nothing. So I whipped out my phone and recorded this video. The video shows midnight night after peak burst out. Behind us, better not trip. Seconds later, the actual gunshot sounded all behind us. This causing Lucas to trip and fall. It startled me so much that I think I slipped off the floor. Rang out into the night. Two of us froze and stared into the darkness. Little droplets of sweat forming around my neck as the adrenaline began coursing. Couldn't tell the sound had come from inside of the train or inside of the cars. Waited for a full minute in silence. Whipped out my phone and recorded this video. Can't do everything we'll try. So I flung them back to what we had done, enjoying the satisfying clattering sound of all Americans who bouncing around the inside of an empty can. I then caught up with Lucas, who had secretly rolled and lit another joint, neglecting the PhD. For context, the reason I'm not a big stoner is because I started getting unbearable anxiety much more frequently, maybe 90% of the time. In hindsight, smoking 2 J's with Lucas was a borderline detrimental decision. After all, we were doing something illegal, which was already pretty anxiety-inducing. I smoked the second joint anymore, confident that I'd be okay. As soon as the final sparks floated off the jet, that's when we heard it. A muffled clang from somewhere behind us rang out into the night. The two of us froze and stared into the darkness. I feel droplets of sweat forming around my neck as adrenaline began coursing through me. Couldn't tell if the sound had come from outside of the train or from inside one of the cars. It's hard to tell which option was worse. I waited for a full minute in silence. Nothing. That's when I whipped out my phone and recorded this video. Jack, we heard it. Muffled clang from somewhere behind us rang out into the night. The two of us froze and stared into the darkness. Little droplets of sweat forming around my neck as the adrenaline began coursing through me. Couldn't tell if the sound had come from inside of the train or from inside one of the cars. It's hard to tell which option was worse.
You're fucking shit.
So I phoned back. back the way we had come. Nation. Sorry in advance. Already the anxiety. We spoke the second and then I the final parts loaded off the jet. Muffled clang somewhere behind us rang out into the night. The two of us froze and stared into the darkness. I could feel droplets of sweat forming around my neck as adrenaline began coursing through me. I couldn't tell if the sound had come from outside of the train or from inside one of the cars. It was hard to tell which option was worse. We waited for a full minute in silence. Nothing. That's when I whipped out my phone and recorded this video. As the video shows, whoever made that noise picked up one of my empty paint cans and threw it at us, before chasing and shouting at us. You can't really see the paint can in the video, but I swear to you, that's what the first sound was. As we frantically made our escape, whoever was behind us yelled, "You better not trip, boy." A few seconds later, an actual gunshot sounded off behind us, almost causing Lucas to trip and fall. It startled me so much that my finger slipped off the record button on Snapchat and the video cut out. We bolted down the tracks until they intersected a main road and didn't stop running until we were a safe distance away. I don't think I've ever been more terrified in my entire life. It didn't help that I was stoned out of my mind. My hands were literally shaking. So were Lucas's. We found our way back to the car and drove home in silence. What was I supposed to do? Call the police? I was literally breaking the law. That wasn't an option. The story doesn't end there, though. I actually went back to those tracks a few weeks later, but this time during the day and equipped with my trusty Glock 17. To my surprise, the train was still there. Despite that, there was a pretty glaring difference this time around. In the 3 spots where my tags had previously been were now ugly blotches of red paint. Someone had deliberately covered my work. Quietly, I kept investigating and eventually came to a train car with its door wide open. I took a look inside, and it was bizarre. The train car was completely empty, except for a chair in the direct center and what looked like ropes and chains scattered about. Some of the ropes were wrapped around the legs of the chair, and others were just lying on the floor. The weirdest part was the smell, though. The whole car smelled like bleach. If you closed your eyes, you would have guessed you were in a cleaning supply closet. I can't overstate the smell, though. It literally smelled like the whole train car had been doused in bleach. I went to take a picture of the scene when I thought I heard a metal clang somewhere further down the train. I could have imagined it, but I wasn't taking any chances. That was enough for me. I was out of there as quickly as I had come. I've told so many people this story, and none of them could rationalize that psycho's actions in a way that makes sense. I doubt a homeless person would be able to get their hands on a gun, but I can't fathom why someone other than a homeless person would respond so aggressively, and why they decided to cover up my tags is another mystery. I think the most disturbing aspect of this whole thing was the chair in the middle of the train car. I really want to go back to those tracks just to take a picture of what I saw, but I haven't worked up the courage to. I have no idea if whoever was there that night was really shooting to kill us or just trying to scare us. But sometimes, late at night, when it's just me and my thoughts, I can still hear that shot ringing in my ears.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now.
Fruity Fun Fruit Loops. Great crunchy Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. So yummy and nutritious Special K. And the
Actually, I don't block 17. So would have guessed you weren't. Okay, that makes sense. The courage to hear that shot ringing in my ears. As I'm writing this, it's early July. This story took place at the beginning of summer. I usually try to hang around my college town or travel to Europe in the summer as a way to avoid going home, but that wasn't a possibility this time around. I found myself reluctantly returning home at the beginning of the summer. I just had to make it through 1 week, and then I'd be on a plane to Germany, I didn't really feel like seeing any of my old friends, but I wasn't too keen on staying home either. So I found myself waking up early and spending my entire days hiking, watching movies, or even just driving around aimlessly. It was my last day home. I was getting bored of the stuff I had been doing and wanted to do something a little more exciting. My friends and I used to train hop, one of the many unruly activities that I had since cut out of my life. I decided what the hell and drove to a secluded set of tracks I knew about. Freight trains always passed through here, so I knew there would be many options. The tracks were surrounded by trees and various flora, part of the reason I had chosen them. The last thing I needed was to be caught for doing an illegal activity after having been clean for so many years. I parked my car and made my way over to the tracks. Let me describe the layout so it's easy to understand. This specific set of tracks ran through the trees for a while before entering a tunnel. There was a very small clearing on the other side of the tunnel and a massive bridge over the water. My friends and I used to ride the train all the way across the bridge, but since it was just me, I would have no way of getting back to my car unless I felt like walking 10 miles. So I decided that I'd hop on the train and take it through the tunnel, hop off, and get a peaceful walk back to my car. I walked along the tracks and waited for a train to pass. It was set to up early and spending the summer. I just had to make it through 1 week, and then I'd be on a plane to Germany. I didn't really feel like seeing any of my old friends, but I wasn't too keen on staying home either. So I found myself waking up early and spending my entire days hiking, watching movies, or even just driving around aimlessly. It was my last day home. I was getting bored of the stuff I had been doing and wanted to do something a little more exciting. My friends and I used to train hop, one of the many unruly activities that I had since cut out of my life. I decided what the hell and drove to a secluded set of tracks I knew about. Freight trains always passed through here, so I knew there would be many options. The tracks were surrounded by trees and various flora, part of the reason I had chosen them. The last thing I needed was to be caught for doing an illegal activity after having been clean for so many years. I parked my car and made my way over to the tracks. Let me describe the layout so it's easy to understand. This specific set of tracks ran through the trees for a while before entering a tunnel. There was a very small clearing on the other side of the tunnel and then a massive bridge over the water. My friends and I used to ride the train all the way across the bridge, but since it was just me, I would have no way of getting back to my car unless I felt like walking 10 miles. So I decided that I'd hop on the train and take it through the tunnel, hop off, and get a peaceful walk back to my car. I walked along the tracks and waited for a train to pass. It was probably 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Finally, after about 10 minutes of walking, I started to feel the familiar vibration in the rails. I quickly ran to the side and tried my best to stay out of sight. Usually, as far as I know, freight train conductors didn't care enough to report people walking along the tracks, but I didn't want to take any chances. The train passed, and I waited for a good amount of cars to go by before emerging.
So little bitch made boy. What's a little homie? When was the last time you got on Fortnite? Holy shit.
My hiding spot. I picked a car that looked easily attainable and began jogging alongside the trail.
You saw the incredible skins, the item shop. Mrs. Incredible has a yacht. I'm gonna get the whole fucking the bundle once I get V-Bucks. It's like 3,500, I think. Looks like I'm the fucking leader because Alexis is too pussy. Jonathan, I don't think you wished. Did you wish the bus driver a happy birthday, or you just jumped out? Look how Alexis all the way over there while we're here. This guy's probably falling asleep or something. Because, like, for the past few matches, this guy would go in a building and be AFK for a couple seconds. He's probably doing some shit. Jonathan, how you feel that I pulled up to your crib on Wednesday? Did you see the picture I sent in the group chat on Wednesday? Outside your crib? And you ain't even say shit about it. I thought you were gonna fucking panic or something. Like, yo, what the fuck you doing? I thought you were gonna drive. Fuck it. It is almost 3 a.m. Make sure your make sure your closet is locked. I want fucking Satan or the boogeyman to come out from there. Jonathan, does your mom know about your girlfriend? Bro, how many months did you say y'all been together now? 3, and she doesn't fuck your ass is in big trouble when she finds out. If you invite her to your crib, do you think your mom will allow that? Mm. But when it's Jaden, she's cool with it. I see. I see how it is. Jonathan, how you feel that I got the Doom armor? How you feel that I got the Doom armor, Jonathan? Twice. Yes. Uh, I forgot. I think I even forgot. It just went reset back to the like 2% or something, 5% or 12%. I think I forgot. Me and Alexis were playing one night, and I got it twice in one night. The first time I got it, we still fucking lost because like our fucking teammates, they probably got pissed that I got it and they just went AFK. And the freaking island was inside the storm, so I was already taking damage when I got to Doom Armor. And you see, I freaking if you have the Doom Armor, you can't heal yourself. I was waiting for my teammates to grab those splash thingies to heal me, but nah, they were AFK. Yeah, what the fuck, bro? Let us assert our dominance as men. Look at my emo, Jonathan. You know where this is from? You, you don't know where it's from? Oh shit, you got it? Oh, the Deadpool movie. Deadpool and Wolverine. It was like, it was a popular. Let me see, bro. What is it, Jonathan? Oh shit. It's just Alexis lying. I got scared for a second. What? What's new? I mean, it's where the fuck are these guys? I got you, please. Thank you, Phantom Tax, for saving me. Why haven't you been on Fortnite? Bro, stop fucking lying. You were always on MLB The Show. This guy. Does your mom tell you to not get on, or she takes the whole fucking PS4 and out of your room? Let's go, boys. Let's get this victory royale. I hear fighting. Where the fuck is Alexis and Keith? Oh shit. Is this guy even fucking playing, or is he AFK? Nah, he's running, but like, damn, bro. Like, fuck Alexis if he is AFK. Oh shit. Watch out, watch out, watch out. There's some. Come back here in case I get Phantom Tax. Yeah, no more Phantom Tax. Cute. I know, bro. Which is, I don't know how the fuck he did that shit. Nah, Jonathan, I feel like it's because of the titles you be putting on your videos. Because your titles, Jonathan, like, you be making it sound like it's actual highlights. People click on it. Like, but not of a real baseball game. Yeah, that's why people be fucking finding your channel, and then they, for some reason, they like it and subscribe. Like, bro, you be making highlights of a whole MLB game, bro. Like, people will probably actually believe it's the real. Jonathan, crawl over here. Crawl, Jonathan. Oh, we. Oh, no, I'm a distract. Yeah, the distraction. Getting the fuck out of here. Y'all better run. I'm not trying to get. Yo, bro, just landed. How the chill, my guy? I just fucking landed. Fuck Alexis. Stupid bitch. Look at this fucking pussy up there. I can't wait for Alexis to get Phantom Phones. Jonathan, have you ever been on a roller coaster? On a roller coaster? Do you wanna? Cause I just on. Oh shit! You actually have the balls to get on one. Jonathan, I feel like you will fucking shit yourself on a roller coaster. Nah, cause I thought it would be fun, but then the first time I rode on, I was like, oh shit. I don't know how the fuck I got peer pressured into. You probably pass out. No? What the fuck is this guy saying, bro? Jonathan, this is another thing why I think I know you got your freaking 100 subscribers. The name, Jonathan, like if people could easily. You're a smart man. You're a smart man, Jonathan. I don't know, bro. Like I'm falling asleep. This this guy's fucking. This guy's Xbox is cooked. Like, just get a PS5, man. Hi, Tia Rose. Hold on. I wasn't saying nothing about that. I was saying about like the name of your channel. People will probably actually think it's like the actual Yankees. I'm pretty sure someone could actually report you for fucking almost copying it. Cause like NY, New York, Yankees. Fuck it. Maybe if I name my shit NY Giants and started posting fucking. You're right. Now, you're copying it? I thought that was your own design. Yeah, you're cooked, my boy. These guys find out they found out you're cooked, man. What do you think of the incredible skins, Jonathan? Do they look PP? Click on that. Click on Mrs. Incredible. You're gay, Jonathan. Oh yeah, you can't get exposed on your own freaking live stream. Checking out Mrs. Incredible. It's fucking raining again? Holy shit. Damn. How you feel? How you feel if the Yankees find your channel and take it down? How would you feel? You're like, you guys are copying me. I'm not copying you. How the fuck do you even edit your videos? You make the thumbnails on your freaking PlayStation? Mm. You're a sick man for that. You should get phantom taxed for copying the MLB. I don't know who the fuck that is in your chat, but I just trash talking. Does your mom know how many subscribers you got? Riz God. Bitch. She doesn't. Wow. Does your dad know how many subscribers you got? Does your sister know how many subscribers you got? Does your brother know how many subscribers you got? Wow, why the fuck don't you tell them? Why don't you tell them? Is it too late to go in there now? Fuck it. I marked that place on the map, but I was like, nah, we're too far from there. Gotta go somewhere else now. Hmm. How did you and your girl celebrate 3 years together? I mean, 3 months together. Oh, I thought you was about to say. I thought you were about to say, yeah, I haven't seen each other in fucking weeks. I was about to say, what the fuck? Yeah, I would be like, what's the point of being in a relationship if you haven't seen her in weeks? Does your mom know you hang out with her? Does she probably knows. She probably knows. She probably knows. You don't plan on telling her? Or you want another incident to happen or something? They find out. These guys find out, and they're like, "You're not supposed to have a fucking girlfriend." What you gonna do? You gonna be like, "Shut up, mom. It's true love." Like, mom, she's gonna have my kids and shit. You're right. I be thinking early as fuck. I see a girl I want, I'm like already plan on my future with them and shit. Like we gonna move to fucking a good city, buy nice house and shit. Before I even fucking talk to them, bro. What? uh, that's if hell no. I'm not trying to run into the cartel. You know? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's still like cartels there. I'm not trying to fucking die. I don't even feel safe talking about it on stream. Fucking cartel member watching my shit, get pissed, track me down. Or these guys track us the fuck down if they're watching and for some reason we pissed them off. Yeah, we live in Los Angeles. We'll just give a hint. We live in Los Angeles. Yeah, I hate when that shit happens too. Freaking trying to shoot instead to roll a shield or med kit. Oh shit! Mrs. Incredible, let me get a piece of that! Oh yes! Oh damn! I don't care if I got clapped. At least I got clapped by Mrs. Incredible. Look at this dumbass. Why the fuck is this guy all the way over here? What the fuck is this guy doing? I just got rock hard. I'm fucking with you. Were you actually sleeping before you got on Fortnite? Jonathan, did you delete my fucking comments, subscribe to me, or go fuck yourselves? So what, YouTube fucking deletes it? Fuck you, YouTube. Oh my god, that is... Oh yes, turn off. Did he take out Mrs. Incredible? Or she got me? Guess that ass isn't for everyone. Typical Alexis bullshit. Typical Alexis bullshit. Like always, not surprised. Yes, sir. We are back. It's time to Phantom Tax these guys. It's time to Phantom Tax the whole fucking lobby. What the fuck? How is there 50 fucking people left? That's... What the fuck? They probably just left the match because they're too scared to face me. This bro's probably a bot. Calm down, John. It was probably a bot. If it was a real, he would have at least almost took you the fuck out. Yeah. Sure got you like 50 health. Hurry the fuck out, John. This guy calling. Jonathan, why the fuck haven't you logged into your freaking real Fortnite account? Bro, why don't you just ask your dad for the password so you could put it on your PlayStation? Are you pussy? To talk to your dad? Are you scared of your dad or something, Jonathan? Like, Jesus. No, why the fuck don't you ask? This guy saw him. Oh shit! No, 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 no. Nothing. Where the fuck are you? These guys. Holy shit! No. Jonathan, get the fuck down! Or sure, shoot at them from up there. Or call, at least come over here and get me, Jonathan. Save him, Jonathan. Clutch. I'm going away. I'm gonna guess far away from your ass possible. Hurry up, Jonathan, because your ass need to run all the way. Jonathan, get the fuck over here! I'm about to fucking die. In this bush. Oh shit, shit. Fuck. I don't think they're that close to us. No, he's not. He's fucking in there like a pussy. Jonathan, don't fucking. What? How the fuck this guy Alexis may actually beat him? Yes, sir. Okay, fuck with us now. Get the fuck down, Jonathan. R3 to let a go of a balloon. That's why I don't use it. This guy, Alexa, single-handedly fucking saved us. We almost fucked up. 10 kills? I don't know how the fuck this guy took out those fucking guys in the bunker with like 50 health. Yeah, I thought he was done for. I didn't even know he was fighting. I didn't even know he was fighting. He was probably just camping in there waiting for them to go in there and somehow took them all out. R3, Jonathan. I'm pretty sure you won't. Jesus. Fuck. I got you. Oh, suck me. Is that a jetpack? Jonathan, then fucking drop that medallion if you have a jetpack. This guy is fucked. We gotta go. Let's stay here. Let's stay here. Stay here. Stay here. This guy is this guy is running. He's running. He ran away. No, no, no. Hi. Look at Alexis over there doing nothing. Fucking piece of shit. I hope this guy just fucking dies, because this guy's gonna be talking mad shit if he clutches up. Like, fuck this guy. Like, we're over there fucking rushing, fighting like real men. This guy from far distance using that stupid pistol. Like, you're not him, pal. Jonathan, I'm gonna say something and see how your chat reacts. I'm gonna say the Yankees wouldn't even make it to a World Series. Okay, just to see what he says. Okay, Jonathan. Watch them see. I think this guy who said Yankees, bro, I've been subbed, is a grown ass man. Nah, nah, this is not a grown ass man asking for fun. That's not a grown ass man. I'm trying to go to his fucking channel, but it doesn't let me. J44K. Holy shit. 5K? Yeah, he is a fucking Fortnite YouTuber. He's just him, you know. Some people are built different. You're gonna hop off? Damn, Jonathan. Okay. You're gonna what? 2 matches? What the fuck? I don't know. Oh, I don't even know, man. Good night, baby boy. I can't wait to get Mrs. Incredible. Like, Jesus. Cake the fuck up. You gonna leave the call now already? Okay, good night, Skibbity Toilet Riz. Phantom Tax, Ohio, Baby Gronk Riz. Buffalo Baby, Baby Bear. Your girlfriend? How many times have you kissed her already? Hey, yeah, you probably haven't kissed her since that very first fucking time you did. Come on, John. Do better. Do better, Jonathan. Ohio baby girl Grizz, skibbity toilet, phantom tax.
Done 100 times. So I was confident in it. Grabbed hold of the ladder and swung myself up. It was pretty easy. The train wasn't traveling very quickly. As my part of the train was about to enter the tunnel, I saw a strange flash of light from up ahead. I assumed it was a spark from the train or something. Truth be told, I had never seen anything like it before. There wasn't an errant wire or something dangerous in the tunnel. It was too late to hop off. The train started picking up speed since the tunnel was perfectly straight. I closed my eyes as the adrenaline rush started. Just then, I felt a hand reach out from the darkness and literally grab my legs. I lost my footing and nearly slipped. My hands were firmly gripping the train. I screamed and kicked. The train sped by before I could make contact with anything. Before I could even comprehend what just happened, I felt another hand slap against my leg. I screamed again before scrambling up the ladder, hopefully out of reach. My heart was racing. What the hell just happened? The train exited the tunnel, and I hopped off without thinking. I waited for the train to completely pass and watched it chug over the finish. I remember pacing back and forth in a little clearing, thinking about what just happened. Like, were there really people in the tunnel? What could they possibly be doing there? Why the hell would they try to drag me down? All these thoughts and more racing through my mind. A stark realization struck me in the face. The only way back to my car was through the tunnel. There was absolutely no chance in hell I was walking back through that tunnel with those people in there, especially since they'd be able to see my silhouette and I'd be walking through darkness. I sat on the ground for what felt like forever. There was no other option. I couldn't walk across the bridge without risking my life. The train could come along at any second, and the bridge was too long. I considered calling someone to come rescue me, but I wasn't even sure if they'd be able to do anything. Police weren't an option. I was breaking the law just being here. I had no choice. I picked up a rock and started making my way through the tunnel. There were two people in there, which I knew for a fact, but there could have been more. I had no idea. I got about halfway to the point where I felt the second set of hands. I heard something. A faint clicking was coming from somewhere in the tunnel. It sounded like a human clicking their tongue, but it could have been made by a machine. It was honestly hard to tell. I froze and thought to myself, continuing to walk this tunnel was a death sentence. I felt a rush of confidence and pulled out my phone. You better stay back or I'll shoot, I threatened, my words echoing off the tunnel walls. There was a moment of silence. The clicking stopped as quickly as it had begun. It was obviously bluffing about having begun, and I figured it was better to bluff than just walk in silence. I then pulled up a video on YouTube of a gunshot sound effect, turned up my phone's volume, and played it. It was honestly louder than I was expecting. With the echo of the tunnel, I prayed to God that whoever was in there bought it. Without waiting another second, I sprinted full speed into the darkness, racing. I could walk across the bridge without risking my life. The train could come along at any second, and the bridge was too long. I considered calling someone to come rescue me, but I wasn't even sure if they'd be able to do anything. Police weren't an option. I was breaking the law just being here. I had no choice. I picked up a rock and started making my way through the tunnel. There were two people in there, which I knew for a fact. There could have been more. I had no idea. I got about halfway to the point where I felt the second set of hands. I heard something. A faint clicking was coming from somewhere in the tunnel. It sounded like a human clicking their tongue, but it could have been made by a machine. It was honestly hard to tell. I froze and thought to myself, continuing to walk this tunnel was a death sentence. I felt a rush of confidence and pulled out my phone. Better stay back or I'll shoot, I threatened, my words echoing off the tunnel walls. There was a moment of silence. The clicking stopped as quickly as it had begun. I was obviously bluffing about having begun, and I figured it was better to bluff than just walk in silence. I then pulled up a video on YouTube of a gunshot sound effect, turned up my phone's volume, and played it. It was honestly louder than I was expecting. With the echo of the tunnel, I prayed to God that whoever was in there bought it. Without waiting another second, I sprinted full speed into the darkness, bracing myself for a fight. I didn't stop running until I had reached the other side. By some miracle, no one tried to grab me. After making it out of the tunnel, I looked back. There was another flash from deep in the tunnel. This time, though, it subsided long enough for me to clearly see two silhouettes standing on the tracks facing me. That was it for me. I turned to leave. But as I was jogging away, the nastiest screech I've ever heard emanated from the tunnel. It sounded barbaric, definitely human, but far from normal. I don't plan on ever train hopping again. New York City subway system is a scary place. I've been an MTA worker for 7 years, and nothing really surprises me anymore. When friends and family ask if I have any stories, though, there is one that stands out among the rest. One that I can't explain. This happened to me about 2 years into the job, but I remember it like it was yesterday. I was pretty acclimated to everything at that point, and things had become routine. I was stationed in Brooklyn at the time. I was doing some routine maintenance in High Street Station. There wasn't a soul on the platform. It was actually kind of eerie. You're used to these subway stations overflowing with people, so seeing them empty and almost deserted looking was a strange adjustment to make. I hadn't seen a person on the platform in hours. It was dead silent except for the buzz of the lights and the occasional passing train. Out of nowhere, I heard a clang from somewhere down the track. It startled me so badly that I dropped my mop in shock. The sound wasn't something I was used to hearing. The best way I could describe it to you is that sound that a rock would make if it had been dropped on a metal rail. I stopped what I was doing and looked into the tunnel, listening for other noises. After a while, I concluded that whatever I heard had either been caused by an animal or a falling piece of cement. After all, these stations were pretty old. I went back to work, not thinking too much about the sound. About 10 minutes later, the same sound shook me from my concentration, only this time it was probably about twice as loud. This time, I actually became a little concerned, dare I say scared. Was it really possible that 2 chunks of the ceiling had fallen in the span of 10 minutes? I put down my supplies and walked over to the tunnel entrance, trying to be quiet. I peered into the darkness and couldn't really see anything. I debated whether or not it was a good idea to call out into the tunnel, and ultimately decided against it. I still figured it was nothing, but after the initial fear had worn off, I was more confused than anything. I kept trying to think of things that could make it sound like that, not once, but twice. It was especially bizarre since the second sound was louder. I tried to keep my mind off the sounds and went back to work, finding a good rhythm again. I was almost done with my work on this platform. I was pleased that I'd get to leave this weird station soon. As I was wrapping things up, I heard something that gave me the chills. A child's voice called out for help from inside the tunnel, and he sounded like he was in distress. I instantly stopped what I was doing and made my way over to the edge of the platform. I hesitated for a few seconds before deciding that a child in anguish wasn't something my moral conscience would allow me to ignore. I walked down the steps leading onto the tracks, waited for my eyes to adjust to the darkness. I shouted into the tunnel, asking that kid if he was weird, I thought, starting to feel nervous about this encounter. Just then, the kid's voice rang out again, repeating his call for help. I yelled back, asking him if he could hear me. He responded yes, and I asked where specifically he was. There was a brief moment of silence before he just said, "In front of you. Just keep walking." I really didn't want to, but couldn't just leave some helpless kid all alone on those tracks. It was dangerous. I began walking forward. Something dawned on me. I yelled into the darkness one more time, this time asking the kid what was wrong. An uncomfortable pause again before the kid responded, "Just keep walking." I didn't like that. This whole thing was off. My eyes finally adjusted to the darkness. I was able to slightly make out what was in front of me. There actually was what looked like the shadow of a kid just up the tracks. There was something else that almost made me scream in fear. Another shadow, this one much taller, obviously an adult. My blood ran cold, and I stopped in place. This wasn't happening to me. As slowly as I could, I turned around and made my way back to the platform. Luckily, I wasn't chased on the way back. The kid shouted, "Wait, where are you going?" once I reached the platform. I wasn't sticking around another second. I made my way up the stairs and called the police as soon as I got cell service. I told them everything, and police were swarming the platform in a matter of minutes. I waited to see what they turned up. After about 20 minutes of searching, they did find something chilling. There was a single kid's shoe just lying in the tunnel, which the police hypothesized could have signified a struggle. After hours more of searching and scouring every available database for missing children, we were told we'd receive a call if anything ever came up. It was concluded that whoever had been down there, though, had hidden somewhere in the tunnels. I have no idea what to think of this experience. This is the best theory I can come up with. Some psycho kidnapped a child and forced him to yell for help in an attempt to lure some unsuspecting Good Samaritan into a trap. Or hell, maybe it's their own kid, who they're raising to also be a psycho. I can't think of any other reasonable explanation besides this one. But if I'm right, I can only imagine what that kid must be going through.
Fuck you, Alexis.